If we met, if you knew me, there's a distinct possibility that you'd think I talk too much. For me, it's about transparency and honesty. That said, most people find it endearing for just a little while, but sooner or later something flips when you talk too much. I'm pretty sure that's not about me in particular. When you talk too much, you will eventually get on people's nerves, and it doesn't matter whether your intent is to be helpful or to obfuscate, or, well, you just suffer from too many words disease. Sooner or later, talking too much will take you places that you likely did not intend to go. When does that happen? I'm glad you asked. The answer is a moving target. In general, between people having short attention spans and being short on time, usually less is more. Saying what you mean in as few words as possible goes a long way most of the time, but if you can answer the next 20 questions before they become, for example, an interminable string of text messages, more can be more. When you talk too much can take on a new meaning, as in not. And it's the text message thing that's on the table. 7 years ago, before many people had even started texting at all, the average person sent 450 texts each month. That's not the average texter, it was the average person. And then 5 years ago, that number had jumped to about 600. I'm not a heavy texter, at least I think that's right, but I'm closing in right now on 1,400 monthly texts. The way people use text drove me so crazy that some time back we did a little experiment here. And we've since shut down HateTexting.com, which lives on as a Facebook group, but when it was live, it got a bunch of traffic from a bunch of people who felt as I did. Texting is useful, but it creates a lot of communication problems. That correct text usage thing is huge. I recently had an argument with someone who regularly tells me I'm too verbose. I speak in too many words. I write emails that are too long. And she's right. I'm guilty of both of those things. This time around, though, I say she was wrong. I'd written a 40-word email, and she thought I could have conveyed the same message in 5. What her argument missed, though, was that had I done so, I would have opened up a many back and forths conversation that would have been way worse. It likely would have taken place via text and become a far greater source of frustration for both myself and the two people I'd written to than simply covering everything in that 50-word email. In this case, it simply wasn't a when you talk too much situation. And the point of this story is simple, even if the solution may not be. Running a business requires mastery of a lot of different communications methods and styles, and as with most how do I decide what to do next decision points, falling back on simple ideas like less is more, well, can hurt you. We know a thing or two about this. When you talk too much, what to do about it? That's why we're here. Feel like talking? I'm the answer guy, and I'll be back.